Hi, I'm Jane King, and this is New to the Street in person back here at the NASDAQ market site in New York City. This show is all about public, private, and blockchain companies, how the CEOs, the founders, and the innovators bringing you lots of opportunities to consider. Here we go. After more than 25 years working as the youngest executive chef at New York's Waldorf Astoria, John Doherty brought his expertise and creative vision to Black Barn, a restaurant in New York City's trendy Nomad district. And with me is John Doherty. I don't think I've ever interviewed a chef before. It's great to have you here.
Nice.
So you were executive chef at the Waldorf Astoria,
yes,
one of the most famous restaurants in the world.
Yeah.
And you've switched hats, and so now you're an entrepreneur.
I did.
How
was
that transition?
It was always my dream, and it's funny, you know. I do like to say, almost shamefully, I looked for 14 years for a restaurant, and every restaurant that I found, I always found something wrong with it, and eventually I got to the point where, like, maybe it's me, maybe I don't have the courage to do this. Maybe I was afraid of failing. I think there was something to that.
Yeah.
However, when I stepped into the space that I have now, Black Barn on 26th Street, I got to the middle of the restaurant. I knew in my bones and my soul that this restaurant was mine. And it's amazing how I just had flashbacks of all the other restaurants didn't work. Here it is. And it is amazing. I really wanted a space that you got to have events. A restaurant, very difficult to survive if you don't have event space.
Okay.
And so beverages are very important. So for me, I wanted an open kitchen. So this restaurant has all that. It's a great bar space, a tavern, more casual. Then there's a dining room in the back that's a little more formal, but not formal. And then we've got 7 event rooms that are all so different. You know, a wine cellar that's beautiful, great for closing dinners. We've got a big space upstairs that's great for product launches. And then, of course, on the weekends, we do all kinds of social events, birthdays, anniversaries.
Yeah.
It's just, it's a great part of town. Nomad is...
It's a wonderful neighborhood.
Beautiful.
Beautiful. Just so many interesting places.
And we sit right on the park.
Okay.
So you're having your cocktails in the tavern. You're looking, like by next week, it's going to be in bloom. It's going to be residents. We've got some larger businesses in the area. Their employees get a discount when they come in. But outside of that, you know, we're certified green. We're a certified green restaurant. And Nomad is the first neighborhood in Manhattan to start this green program. So we've done we have a great sustainability program. And we did it because it made financial sense and it made moral sense. What I did not understand and see coming is how many businesses are required to do business with other businesses that have a sustainability program. So we are picking up corporate clients because we have a sustainability program.
Interesting.
And that's been really interesting. And I would say anybody who doesn't have a sustainability program, they're missing an opportunity to grow their business in that area there.
Interesting.
Yeah. And then, so even my years at the Waldorf, I was working with City Harvest and always had a soft place in my heart for those in need. And in 2016, I started Heavenly Harvest. It's a 501c3 foundation where I raise money and I make shelf-stable meals in a pouch that have a 2-year shelf life. I raise enough money, I make those meals, 40,000 at a time, and we give them away to food banks and churches, feed the children, and they distribute them out amongst the community. So
goodness, 40,000. That really makes an impact.
We're up to 400,000 in the last several years.
Wow.
So, yeah, we're still going.
Yeah, no, it's nice to make a business and then give back as well. So
important.
Yeah, John, thank you so much. I can't wait to try Black Barn.
Welcome.
Yep.
Can't wait to have you there.
I know. I'll be there this summer. So thank you.
Good. You're welcome.
There are over 83 million dogs and 50 million cats in the U.S. Up to 80% of senior cats and dogs can suffer from osteoarthritis. Spring is helping treat them and is now available in all 50 states and over 800 veterinarian clinics. Learn more at newtothestreet.com. Pet Vivo, a publicly traded company, ticker symbol PETV. Attention investors. Acurx Pharmaceuticals, trades on the NASDAQ ACXP, is leading the fight against antibiotic-resistant infections with next-gen small molecule antibiotics. Targeting the $1.7 billion U.S. market for C. difficile, Acurx is driving innovation in a global health crisis. This is one stock to watch. Is ACXP an opportunity for your portfolio? Find out more at New to the Street.
Is your garden struggling to stay hydrated? Meet Waterless Garden, the organic solution that saves water and boosts your garden's health. Packed with humus materials and trillions of beneficial microbes, Waterless Garden improves soil structure and increases water retention. Use less water, get better results, and watch your garden thrive. Waterless Garden. Less water, more life.
Roadzen is a global technology company using AI to transform auto insurance. Some of the world's largest car makers, insurers, and fleets rely on Roadzen to reduce accidents, process lightning-fast claims, lower insurance premiums. With annual revenues approaching $50 million, Roadzen is racing towards profitability. This isn't just AI, it's real-world innovation powering the future of mobility and insurance. Roadzen. RDZN.
Health in Tech is an Insuretech platform company backed by third-party AI technology. It offers a dynamic marketplace designed to create customized healthcare plan solutions while streamlining the process through vertical integration, process simplification, and automation. And with me is the Chief Financial Officer, Julia Chen. Great to have you here. So explain how this works.
So our company is technology platform company. We're doing primarily two things. We create a healthcare plan for the small business owner where they can reduce their healthcare cost for the employees. Also, we are underwriter for the insurance company where they can have stop loss insurance combined together with healthcare. It's a medical healthcare plan. So our platform is free to use when the broker comes. And then they upload a very simple census. Then they get the bundleable quotes. Means the small business owner like the pricing, they buy it through the buy button. It takes only 2 minutes.
Okay.
You don't receive the millions of phone calls from other places and take information again and again. So it's a very simplified process. We use the AI, third-party AI too. So that's why make that very fast and simplified. So we have almost 1,000 different small business customers being using the product, and we benefit everybody and the small business community.
Okay. So right now it's medical care, but you may be expanding to dental at some point.
Yes.
What are your other plans?
So this year, by the way, we announced the earnings release on the Monday and every information is public. And then we can see for this year, January and February, our revenue is more than last year first entire quarter combined. So our growth rate, we can see first 2 months, the 50%, we're continuously profitable. So the growth plan for this year is driven by further give the solution for a little bit of medium size of the employer, where the employer size is from 150 to 1,000. Because think about these process, you get insurance, you need 3 months ahead of renewal and try to get the codes, do a comparison. It's a huge manual work. So that's a huge opportunity for us for this year. And also we look at the growth trajectory of a cross-sell the product. We're building more process and also we look at the other part of the component. How can we make sure our consumer have more convenience? Look at their data. What is how can we further monetize our platform? We have 2 and 3 year plan ahead, but most important is we will be the exchange. Think about what do you mean the exchange? There will be many insurance company will be on the platform, and then you can come, you can just shopping for your healthcare plan, and you can compete. It's a transparency, right? The market only function. You have a transparency. We want to be that. We want to be the Amazon of the healthcare. We want to have a transparency. That's our plan.
Okay, and I think medical insurance needs more transparency. So I'm glad to hear that's your goal. So Julia, thank you so much for coming in.
Thank you.
Yeah,
It's my pleasure to
Thanks.
be here. Thank you.
There are over 83 million dogs and 50 million cats in the U.S. Up to 80% of senior cats and dogs can suffer from osteoarthritis. Spring is helping treat them and is now available in all 50 states and over 800 veterinarian clinics. Learn more at newtothestreet.com. Pet Vivo, a publicly traded company, ticker symbol PETV. Attention investors. Acurx Pharmaceuticals trades on the NASDAQ ACXP, is leading the fight against antibiotic-resistant infections with next-gen small molecule antibiotics. Targeting the $1.7 billion U.S. market for C. difficile, Acurx is driving innovation in a global health crisis. This is one stock to watch. Is ACXP an opportunity for your portfolio? Find out more at New to the Street. Hi, everyone. Welcome to New to the Street. I'm Anna Berry, and today I'm joined with Dr. Joe Palumbo at BioV Inc. It's a clinical stage biopharmaceutical company dedicated to developing innovative therapies for neurological and neurodegenerative disorders, including Alzheimer's and Parkinson's. Nice to see you today, Doctor. How are you?
I'm very well. Thank you so much, Anna. Really delighted to be here and to talk about some of the work we're doing. It's an exciting time.
Such important work. As we know, so many of us know Parkinson's is a debilitating disease and it affects millions worldwide. Right. So talk a little bit about BioV's latest research and how it aims to address these challenges that patients face.
So we're developing a new molecule. The molecule is called bezisterim. And bezisterim it's different. It's different from the other molecules that have typically been developed for the treatment of Parkinson's. What makes it different is that we're treating inflammation. And inflammation is a condition in which the body tries to defend itself, gets a cellular response, a biological response, but perhaps in Parkinson's it goes too far. And bezisterim is a molecule that tries to reset the balance. And we believe that by resetting that balance, we allow energy to go where it needs to go for cells and neurons to function as they were intended to, and hopefully to restore the ability to move, restore the ability to think in certain cases, and help people even sleep better. So these are the things we're beginning to look at because Parkinson's is complex and this molecule is different.
Wonderful. Well, that's great news on that front. And we're also going to talk about long COVID. There's still so much we don't know about long COVID. So talk a little bit about what are some of the key findings your team is uncovering and how might they shape future treatments?
Yeah, so it turns out that long COVID is also, at least in part, an inflammatory disorder. And we can look at chemicals in the body, things called cytokines, other molecules that change how the body reacts to invaders, how the body reacts to small changes in its environment. And we can see that this level of inflammation appears to affect how patients with long COVID are able to think, how energetic they feel. And so what we're looking at is, again, this same molecule, bezisterim, in a grant provided by the Department of Defense. And we'll talk about that, I think, later. But by correcting, again, this imbalance in inflammation, by allowing the body to use energy in the way it is intended, we're hoping to improve some of these symptoms of brain fog, of inability to get work done. So we're looking at all of these things in these two separate studies.
Well, with that said, talk a little bit about that grant you mentioned by the DoD. What is that about?
So we've received $13.1 million from the Department of Defense, and it's important for us to talk a little bit about that because we're asked to reference the source. Now, this was a competitive grant. A number of different organizations, universities applied, and based on our mechanism of action being different, being able to address these symptoms and signs of inflammation, we were approved with the grants, and we're just about ready to start. We've selected our sites. The molecule, the drug that we hope to become a drug, has been shipped to the sites, and we're just waiting for a go signal.
Wonderful. Well, we hope that is very soon, because this is such important work that can reach and help so many lives. So thank you so much for joining us on New to the Street. I look forward to continuing on this conversation. And for our viewers, it's BioV, B-I-V-I. Thank you, Doctor.
Thank you so kindly. Bye.
Bye-bye. There are over 83 million dogs and 50 million cats in the U.S. Up to 80% of senior cats and dogs can suffer from osteoarthritis. Spring is helping treat them. It is now available in all 50 states and over 800 veterinarian clinics. Learn more at newtothestreet.com. Pet Vivo, a publicly traded company, ticker symbol PETV. Attention investors. Acurx Pharmaceuticals trades on the NASDAQ ACXP, is leading the fight against antibiotic-resistant infections with next-gen small molecule antibiotics. Targeting the $1.7 billion U.S. market for C. difficile, Acurx is driving innovation in a global health crisis. This is one stock to watch. Is ACXP an opportunity for your portfolio? Find out more at New to the Street.
Roadzen is a global technology company using AI to transform auto insurance. Some of the world's largest car makers, insurers, and fleets rely on Roadzen to reduce accidents, process lightning-fast claims, lower insurance premiums. With annual revenues approaching $50 million, Roadzen is racing towards profitability. This isn't just AI. It's real-world innovation powering the future of mobility and insurance. Roadzen. RDZN.
Is your garden struggling to stay hydrated? Meet Waterless Garden, the organic solution that saves water and boosts your garden's health. Packed with humus materials and trillions of beneficial microbes, Waterless Garden improves soil structure and increases water retention. Use less water, get better results, and watch your garden thrive. Waterless Garden. Less water, more life.
Exozymes is a pioneer of AI-engineered enzymes that can sustainably transform feedstock into essential chemicals, medicines, and biofuels. And with me is Dr. Tyler Corman, co-founder and vice president of research for Exozymes. So I gave a brief description. I was kind of mind blown when I was doing research about what you do. Explain what the company does.
Thanks. Yeah, so thanks for having me. So at the end of the day, what we're trying to do is really redefine how people make chemicals. So chemicals that you use in your everyday life. These could be flavors and fragrances. These could be nutraceuticals, fuels, these types of things, but in a sustainable way.
Okay.
Right? And so, the feedstock part of that is how do you utilize, sugars and these natural types of things to turn those into these compounds that everybody wants. We do that by using enzymes, so the little chemical factories within a cell, but we don't use the cells. So it really is a way to redefine how chemical manufacturing is done.
Well, I feel like we get a lot of chemicals from petroleum.
We do.
So this would be a more sustainable way, not such a reliance on fossil fuels.
That's right. It's more sustainable. It's easier to diversify. It gets us away from, not just petroleum, but there's an issue with, how you grow huge fields and all the agricultural burden, right, for some of these chemicals that you need on demand, if they're pharma type compound or something like that. Okay. And so, we can do things in smaller batches to get just as much things without having to grow and ruin the environment.
And you're not interfering with the food supply.
Exactly.
It sounds like. So,
correct.
And you recently had an IPO.
We did.
So
yes.
How long have you been in business? What did it take to get to that point?
So this has been an idea starting in about 2014. In 2019 is when we officially launched with a small seed round from our initial investors, MDB Capital. And since 2019, we've been building it to what you see today that we just IPO'd yesterday. So we started with 3 people in a warehouse, and now we're 30 multi-state, multi-city endeavor that is
Okay.
looking to start to scale and commercialize.
And potentially changing the way
Change
all
the
this
world,
is
yeah.
done. So I love
Exactly.
stories like that. So what's the future then? Would you say like 2025? What are your goals?
2025, the future is to grow, both in terms of capabilities, so the things that we can do, the types of molecules we can make, so more in the nutraceutical pharma space focused, in addition to growing our core competencies and really getting to those scale at market, right? So getting compounds that are ready to enter into the commercial market.
Okay. And who would your customers be? Pharmaceuticals or where?
So initially, some of the partners would be either partnerships or joint ventures,
Okay.
right? There will be also some customers that are probably more in the nutraceutical space. So nutraceutical with potential pharma applications, and so it really runs that gamut as well.
Okay. Well, congratulations and best of luck, and fascinating to hear about what you're doing.
Thank you. Yeah, thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
There are over 83 million dogs and 50 million cats in the U.S. Up to 80% of senior cats and dogs can suffer from osteoarthritis. Spring is helping treat them and is now available in all 50 states and over 800 veterinarian clinics. Learn more at newtothestreet.com. Pet Vivo, a publicly traded company, ticker symbol PETV. Attention investors. Acurx Pharmaceuticals, trades on the NASDAQ ACXP, is leading the fight against antibiotic-resistant infections with next-gen small molecule antibiotics. Targeting the $1.7 billion U.S. market for C. difficile, Acurx is driving innovation in a global health crisis. This is one stock to watch. Is ACXP an opportunity for your portfolio? Find out more at New to the Street.
How often do you think about how your food was grown? The breakfast you enjoyed this morning was likely grown with nitrogen fertilizer. Right now, nearly 4 billion people are dependent on nitrogen fertilizer to grow their food while we make that fertilizer using fossil fuels. If we're serious about decarbonizing the economy in our food system, we have to rethink fertilizer. So, can we create a natural, sustainable alternative without harmful chemicals? The answer is yes. Introducing the Sustainable Green Team SGTM, we are already at the forefront of this movement, transforming organic waste into premium soil solutions teeming with billions of beneficial microbes. With innovations like water-less garden and AI-driven agricultural solutions, we're proving that farming can be both productive and sustainable without harmful chemical fertilizers. The future of food depends on rethinking how we nourish our soils, and the best part, it's already happening. By harnessing microorganisms and organic waste, we can create nutrient-rich organic fertilizers that feed the soil, not just the plants. This approach reduces our reliance on synthetic chemicals, improves soil health, boosts biodiversity, and captures carbon. Our methods are at the forefront of sustainable innovation through its carbon restoration and microencapsulation technology. SGTM captures carbon and turns organic waste into valuable nutrients that can produce highly nutritious food. It is actively reducing greenhouse gas emissions while providing healthy, sustainable food for all. Healthy soil means healthy food, and healthy food means healthy people. SGTM understands the vital role that soil plays in our planet's health. After the oceans, soil is the key to solving climate change. It is the most significant global sink of carbon. SGTM solutions restore and create healthy living soil, enabling regenerative agriculture globally. We are turning the tide on destruction and paving the way for a sustainable future. Our methods are entirely proprietary, tested and designed for real-world impact. We don't just envision change. We make it happen, one sustainable innovation at a time. Together, we can save our soil, restore our planet, and secure a better future for future generations. Join the Sustainable Green Team and be a part of the solution.
Hi, I'm Kevin Harrington. I'm an original shark from the hit television show Shark Tank. And over the years, I've seen many products. I've launched over 1,000 products. But I'm going to tell you about something very special and something near and dear to me. And this is SGTM Waterless Garden. There's a reason why I like this. One reason, my wife has been using it in her garden very successfully. And she says, Kevin, you've got to check this product out. And so I have, and I'm going to tell you the reason why, because this is humus-rich soil. And humus holds 90% of the moisture in it, and that's why you have to water less. So it's an awesome product. It's uniquely positioned in the marketplace, and that's why the Shark said, I want to be involved, and I'm an advisor to the company, and I'm very excited about the future of the Waterless Garden by SGTM. Thank you.
Roadzen is a global technology company using AI to transform auto insurance. Some of the world's largest car makers, insurers, and fleets rely on Roadzen to reduce accidents, process lightning-fast claims, lower insurance premiums. With annual revenues approaching $50 million, Roadzen is racing towards profitability. This isn't just AI, it's real-world innovation powering the future of mobility and insurance. Roadzen, RDZN.